What's going on, my people? Today, we got a gentleman here. We're going to talk about Rikers Island. He's going to tell his story. How was it for him in prison? Being, was he in gangs, Latin Kings, Bloods, Crips, things that he saw is about to get crazy here on the Lockout today. So don't go nowhere. Stay tuned in. We're going to get it popping today with my guy. You want to tell the people, first of all, what they call you?
So, listen, thank you everybody for
We can't see you.
I'm sorry. Thank you everybody for taking your time to listen to me. They call me Mark. Just your finest. And basically, as a Caucasian individual who's been incarcerated in Rikers Island, I've been watching on the Lockout for a long time. Scanning through the videos, and I don't tend to see a lot of people keeping it the full 100. Who I am, I'm an individual. Like I said, my name is Mark. By the age of 13 was my first arrest. By the age I was 14, my mother gave up custody of me. By the time I was 15, I was in and out of juveniles. And I caught my first case, 11-8-5526. I caught my second, 17-8-55-1752. And it's a whole learning experience in itself, and there's a lot to come after it.
How was it? But when you went to Rikers Island, first of all, what you was locked up for? Robbery?
So, in 2017, I was sentenced on a conspiracy. So I had paroled to the Bronx.
Conspiracy for what?
Conspiracy in third degree to sell narcotics.
Oh, okay. In New York?
In New York.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically, so when I paroled to the Bronx, because they made me go to a program as stipulations of my parole, and so I go, I get locked up in front of the McDonald's because parole had issued a warrant and had a description, and I went to a Bronx booking. I can't remember the precinct, right? That in itself, good luck seeing a judge. Good luck. You from New York? Good luck seeing a judge in 72 hours.
Fact.
So I enter the island. First thing I see is cockroaches scattered all over the ground. Now, mind you, I had heard stories, but I didn't know. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Then I walk through the next cage. They got a little glass thing over it because this man is throwing shit everywhere, right? And then you look in the next cell, and he's by himself because he got to be segregated because you don't know what he's liable to do. And so they stick me in a cell with 8 dudes. And one of them laughed.
When he saw you?
When he saw me.
Like you walked in and he was like,
laugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right.
I said, why are you laughing? He said, this is your first time here, isn't it? I said, how did you know? He said, sit back and enjoy the ride. And that was the only thing that we exchanged, the only words we exchanged. So I was in the 5 building of Rikers Island, right? And in jail for me, right? In this jail for me specifically, this is how it went down. There are people coming in that prison, that jail. I call it a prison sometimes because it's big enough to be a prison to hold 10,000 inmates. So you get people that come in there, right, that aren't even drug addicts, haven't done a drug in their life, but it's the 5 building is what they call it, AMKC in Rikers Island. Fact. That is the methadone building, the Suboxone building. Long story short, there's a whole process once you reach that bullpen. Cockroaches crawling, you get peanut butter and honey sandwiches, expired milk, living your finest life, right? I get into the bullpen in medical. and this dude's talking to himself, and just based off the fact that the dude talking to himself was enough for you got to get knocked the fuck out. Part of my language.
It's all good.
And within the first, I want to say 13 hours of me being there, I witnessed my first fight. 5 building. You got the light side, you got the dark side, you got the projects. They call them certain sides because they split up certain gangs. You got the MOs in the 5 building. For anybody that doesn't know what MOs are, those are like the crazy people, right? Now, as a white boy, or as a Caucasian individual walking into Rikers Island, you are expected to be tried. You are going to be tried, and that's just what it is. Doesn't make a difference, you know? And I was tried, and they got me. They got me. You know what I mean? I'm not no toughest dude. I don't gang bang. I don't do none of that. They got me.
You was neutral. You was neutral?
I was outnumbered and neutral.
But let me ask you something. My bad. You went at a time, like, what year was that you went the first time there?
I'm sorry. I think I said 2018. It was 2019. It was right before the bail reform was supposed to start happening in January of 2020.
Oh, I didn't even get that part that you said the year, but I was just like listening. So it's cool. But yo, so when you went there, you seen the gangs though, right? Bloods, Kings, Crips. Like, who did you see?
You know what the craziest part about that is, right? Okay, so you have the Bloods, you got the Crips, you got the Latin Kings, you got the Patria, the Tribals, right?
Right, Tribals.
And they try to keep them separated, right, in all different dorms, right? Because they want to keep peace. They want to keep peace. And the boredom is so surreal in Rikers Island that you could stick 50 of the same dudes in the same set in the same exact dorm, and there will still be some sort of violence that takes place that day.
Oh, yeah, crazy. Amongst each other. Yeah,
amongst each other. All while trying to keep the peace. Then you got the dudes that is hooked on drugs because they came into the facility and decided to get on them to cope with being in prison or jail, right? And at Rikers Island every day at 2 o'clock, if you're in the projects, you see people posting up on the door looking for the methadone man. It's sad. It's really sad.
A to L. They'd be like, A to L, walking out. Empty.
Well, looking for that officer.
Yeah.
And then the sickest part on top of it is these dudes that don't even do it. They're taking it in their mouth and they're spitting it back. And Rikers Island ain't like no normal jail. If they think that you're just hovering it, if you're hoarding it in your mouth to spit it back out to sell it to somebody, a CO will put his arm across so you can't get past him. They don't give a fuck. They'll throw you. They'll throw the CO. Get the fuck off of me.
Mm-hmm.
Rikers Island is like nothing else I've ever seen in my life. And I don't mean to bring up race. I was raised around all different races, everything. I gave a little history about my background and whatnot. And I'm sorry I was a little bit shy at first, and it took a little bit of time for me to break my character and my skin and whatnot. My first time, but when I say that Rikers Island, when they say you go to Rikers Island and it's a whole different ball game or experience or some sort of thing that you have never, ever endured before in your life, it's an unforgettable moment. I witnessed somebody die, and I witnessed somebody die in my dorm right in front of my fucking face.